things that come to mind, just interesting parts of Finland, is how clean it is as well. I think Finns would like to hear that us from the United States, I remember thinking it was so clean here. Like the streets were clean, and they just had such a unique, not unique, but such an organized trash system. There had to have been like 6 or 7, maybe 8 different things to put your trash in, whereas here in other parts of the world, as well as here in the United States, mostly we only have the recycle bin and the trash, whereas the Finns will have plastic and bottles and then plastic bags and then glass. And I found that to be fascinating. It kind of shows how much they love their country, how much they want to keep it clean and take care of it. And I think it's also great for the environment. There's probably a lot of that has to do with how green it is, how lush it is, and how pretty everything is. And I think the lakes were amazing as well. I would love to, when we would have lakes near where we were staying, we would bike past those, and you would see, depending on what time of year it was, the sun setting on the lake or the moon reflecting off the lake. And then the trees surrounding the lake was beautiful. And like I said, it was always green, and the animals, the wildlife, we would oftentimes see from the train. We saw reindeer sometimes, or other animals. Saw moose once from the train, and then eagles, kotka, we would see those flying around, which was incredible. I also found something fascinating, that every city has a different twist to it, different spin, and some cities are bigger or smaller, and oftentimes that mean they're more quiet, but like Vasa, for example, spoke a lot of Swedish there, which was hard because I never really put in a lot of effort to learn Swedish, just because Finnish was so much, but so many Swedish people and so many Finnish people made for a different culture. And I do remember Finland beat Sweden in not the national, but the world championships for hockey. They beat Russia, and then they also beat the United States of America in hockey, and that was a crazy day. Finns were very excited. We were excited. We weren't as excited as the Finns, but we were extremely excited. We had a friend come over to our apartment and drop off a newspaper that just said like Suomi voitti on it, Finland won, and it showed them holding up the trophy or whatever it was. And they're so passionate about hockey, just as passionate as any fan can be about any sports team. They had that for the Finnish national hockey team. Yeah, it was making me miss it. Yeah, miss it a lot sometimes, but it was just incredible. People in Finland just have huge hearts, and they respect the people around them. It takes some time to get to know the Finnish culture, the Finnish people, but I truly found that they just care about people, and they love people, and they see when people do their best, and they respect that a lot. And that meant a lot to me, because I was an 18-year-old kid in a country about as far away from home as I could have been, and it didn't take long till I started to realize that the people here were, they respected that I tried. They admired that I tried to learn their language, and that I did all I could to embrace the food. And there's some food that's so foreign, and maybe us from the United States don't always like their food, but we'd always try it and embrace it, and they admired that in us, and I admired just how big their hearts were, how much they loved us and accepted us into their culture.